Okay, guys, here we are drafting out loud again. We are in the number two spot here on DraftKings, trying to take advantage of what we learned in the prior um, video. Number two spot here. So we're going to go running back first. Like we talked about, I think that going running back early, hit a wide receiver pocket a little later, and then hit that running back pocket after that, and then kind of mix in your other positions is the way to go right now. I feel like that's where you hit some of your best value. We are at the number two spot. We can also try to get that elite tight end and try to push them as well, potentially, right? If Trey McBride and Brock Bowers are here, we'll just kind of push them and we'll let the number one hole choose if they want one of them or not, depending on what else is available. So we have a lot of options here at the number two hole to take some of the things that we gathered from the market movers video and put it into practice here. Let's see if we can do our best, right? So we are up in 9 seconds. And I do actually expect, let's see if we can get this. Come on, pull up quickly. I do expect um, Gibbs to pass Bijan Robinson up here. So if we had a choice of the two, like let's say they both make it to us, unlikely. Yep, there we go. Gibbs did go first. Okay, so we didn't have a choice. But if, let's say, for example, he took Jamar Chase, we probably would have taken Gibbs as well. But he went Gibbs. Maybe he's a little bit sharper of a drafter than your normal one because he's kind of maybe reading the market as well. So we will go Bijan Robinson with our first pick here. We're okay with that. We are okay with that. And then, like I said, we're the one thing we do want to keep in mind is what's going on with tight ends here. If um if we do run into a situation where both tight ends make it to us, we are going to consider pushing and getting one of the two, which is a possibility here towards the end of the draft. There are some interesting values here at the end of the draft as well, which makes pushing someone like Bowers even more enticing if both tight ends make it. So we'll see what happens. This is our first. We don't have as many drafts on DraftKings, but this is our first Bijan Robinson share also. In the second round so far, we've been heavy Rashee Rice, and we did take advantage of the Derrick Henry price once as well. Something that not wanting to do too much, but when it's this cheap, I think you got to sprinkle him in a little bit. I don't want to sprinkle him too much. If he keeps on falling, I'll keep on, I'll buy him when he falls, especially when he falls into the third round. Second round, I'll sprinkle him in, but I don't plan on being like extremely overweight. Players were overweight right now on DraftKings, only through four drafts, though. We are overweight. Rashee Rice, we're overweight everyone, I guess, technically, in that we're over 8.3% on every player that we've drafted since we've only done four drafts. But overweight so far, Evans, Pollard, Rashee Rice are probably the three biggest ones that are early. There are a lot of interesting running backs here in the second and third round, too. If we go look by just ADP, we know that Chase Brown is towards the end, which is he's more intriguing than Derrick Henry, if you ask me. Uh, Jeremiah Love is down here too now in the third round. So depending on how things shake out, we got a lot of options, whether that's the tight ends or something else. Rashee Rice, we got him a couple times before his price rise, but I don't think we got him with someone. We didn't get him at the end of the second though. We didn't have a chance. So whatever. Oh well. We've been a little unlucky with where our draft slots have been and trying to take advantage of some of the smaller values or like they're big values, but there's small number of picks between those values. We're gonna skip on Trey McBride. Drake London's fun just to try to get all the Atlanta guys, and then you take an Atlanta quarterback, and or maybe both of them sometimes, you cross your fingers. Trey McBride goes, so he didn't really fall a whole lot in this draft. There goes Drake London. That's not an option now. There goes Chase Brown. So it's Malik Neighbors or Derrick Henry. Wow. Oh, he took Brock Bowers. So it's Malik Neighbors or Derrick Henry. That's a tough one. I'm going to go Derrick Henry or Malik Neighbors because I'm going to assume that he's not going to go three running backs. Could be wrong, but I think Malik Neighbors has the chance to rise up the most eventually. Okay, he did take Derrick Henry. It's between Love and AJ, I mean Pickens and okay, he took okay, so we were right. He wouldn't take three. So we're gonna take Jeremiah Love here in the third round. He is falling, but I think third round, Jeremiah Love, you gotta be happy about it. We could have gone three running backs to start. That would have been okay as well. That being said, if we take Derrick Henry, we probably miss out on Jeremiah Love. And I think this has the best potential, right? Like Henry and like Pickens or Henry and AJ Brown or Henry and Collins versus Neighbors and Love or Neighbors and Henry. I think this just has a better feel to it, right? Like Neighbors could rise up all the way over here somewhere if he gets that clean bill of health. Don't know what's going to happen. That's why I'm not drafting a lot of them, but it could happen. And then Love, he's a pass catcher at least. So if he falls to us in the third round, pass catching running back with high draft capital, thank you. And then we figure it out from there. So that is what we did. We have two players on our list, and Love is a faller. No, is he? He's a faller. He's a faller. Okay. Based on ranks, Mike Evans is one of them at 52. If we go and see where he's going right now on DraftKings, he's or underdog, he's going at 45. So we could take him, at 46, 47 and or 47 or 50 and essentially get a little bit of value, assuming that that underdog signal is a good one. Uh, I think it is. I think it is. That being said, Mike Evans is probably just slightly better on underdog, right? He's probably not going to he's probably not going to be a target hog. It's going to be more of like a touchdown guy, is kind of what the assumption is a little bit. ETN falling all the way to 36. This happened to me once. Oh, Lamb is what? Whoa, look at that Lamb as well right there. Okay. He's got, so he's probably interesting next turn for him would be Jordan Tyson and Jalen Hurts. And then you try to get Tyler Shuck somewhere in there too. I had a ETN and I didn't at the end of the third, and I didn't take Tyson. It was earlier. Um, I wasn't kicking myself for it. I think I got something else that was fine. But I think that's something you might want to at least sprinkle in one time, right? It probably makes sense to do that because if you get ETN further, like up more here, Tyson isn't falling as much this way. Is he on the risers right now too? Or is he a value? I think he's on our list somewhere. He's a riser too. Okay, 69 actually on DraftKings. So I think I did it on underdog. On underdog, he's actually going higher than 69. So right now you can get ETN almost anywhere and match him up if you want to. Brees Hall at 42, that's nice. I like this guy's draft right now with AJ Brown 31, Brees Hall 42. Thank you is what I'd be saying for that. Zay Flowers is gone, yeah. Well, there goes Lamar. Lamar would be a fun pick. I don't know what the right pick here is on this one. This is a little tough. Okay, he went Judkins. So we do expect Cam Scatabo to continue to rise. We do want to get our running backs now. He is a giant. We have neighbors. Let's just take Cam here. Okay. So the question is, do we take Luther Burden or do we take Mike Evans? We're going to take Mike Evans partially for the bit, also because it could be a potential bring back with Jeremiah Love. I mean, Burden could be better. Waddle could be better as well. You never know. Oh, do we have Gibbs on this? No, we have Bijan Robinson because he has Gibbs. Okay. So we feel good at running back now. We can like wait on the rest of our running backs until later, like that 130 range, and try to get a faller in that range. Remember, we looked at our values again here. Let's go back to it really quick. We have Mike Evans now, which is a value. Thank you very much on that one. And then we got Chris Rodriguez here at 129. So we can get some, and there's a couple other people we talked about in that same pocket. So we can get one of those guys in that pocket or two of those guys and be done or be close to done at running back, essentially, at that point in time. Trevion Henderson goes at 46 on DraftKings. So that could have also been a pick. Mike Evans goes slightly earlier at 45. We already have three running backs. We don't need a fourth running back. There goes Drake May. Trevion Henderson still on the board. Oh, there we go. We're back. Expensive price. Not digging that one personally. Based on rank, Henderson's still on the board. Brian Thomas goes at 75. Not someone I'm really excited to click, to tell you the truth, but he is cheaper on DraftKings. So if there's a place to take him, it is on DraftKings. He is a value, I believe. Let's go and look at our board again. Yeah, Brian Thomas, he goes at 65 on Underdog, 75 on DraftKings. So big value. So someone we will consider. Trevor Henderson fall would be fun, right? Or either of these guys. Come on. Actually, I like Tate as well. I like Tate because you can sometimes get Paul. It's gonna be hard. Oh, we can't get Pollard on this one. We're at probably. We could. We'd have to take him ahead of us. Oh, there goes Henderson. Darn. Come on, someone give us a nice value. Jaden Daniels at 71. Jordan Tyson at boy. I don't know which one's the right one to take here. Is is Hertz still? There goes Hertz was drafted already. Think we go Jane Daniels here. Can we can't pass that up. That guy had Terry McLaurin. I'm sure he's not happy about that. Hubbard would be good. Brian Thomas is again the value here. So we'll probably take Brian Thomas if he's available, which he is. Trying to look something up here really quick, but I don't think my system's going to let me do it in time. It's not going to. We'll just take Brian Thomas or the bit. I was considering Marvin. Oh, I already have Jeremiah Love. I should have gone Marvin Harrison. I should have gone Marvin Harrison. Oh well. A little bit of a mistake, maybe. That being said, if Trevor Lawrence makes it back to us, we won't be, or Jackson Dart. If one of those two guys make it, actually, or Purdy, right? Any of those guys? Yeah. I should have betting too much on the Arizona offenses. That you don't feel good about it though. You do not feel good about the Arizona offense. I don't overall. That being said, you could argue that I should take Marvin Harrison there. Two talented wide receivers that had down second years, basically. Jordan Addison, super fun if you ask me, if he makes it all the way around. And we're coming up on our running back pocket here as well. You can see we got Rodriguez, Krosky, Merritt, and Brooks. Addison just went a little early. We got Rodriguez, who's a value. And then we have Brooks, who's a riser, and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, who's a riser as well. So those are players we're going to start to target here. Not this time around, but next time around. If Tony Pollard made it back to us, that would be someone that we'd want to. Those days are a little less likely now, but it could happen in this draft. It looks like it could happen potentially. Jaden Reed also is in this pocket. So there's like a quarterback. There goes Lawrence. There's a quarterback, and then get your guy at wide receiver or running back. Tony Pollard goes. So really, we're hoping that Jaden Reed makes it all the way around. If he does, do we take the quarterback? This guy has no quarterbacks, and he's going to take probably like Herbert at least here. And he's got three running backs already. No, we don't care about running backs. He's got four wide receivers. It's hard to pass on Dart because if he makes it to us, if Dart doesn't make it to us, then we're definitely taking Herbert. Or yeah, we got to take Dart first because that's a nice ADP value right there if he makes it to us. Reed is the next available. Oh, Dart went, darn. So QB, Brock Purdy's the fourth one. He doesn't have any 49ers. Reed is the next available wide receiver. We're just going to take Jaden Reed here and hope that Brock Purdy gets back to us, which he should. He took Stafford. Oh, he took Brock Purdy. That sucks. We don't have any other. Herbert's a fun one to get here. We could just go Herbert. We don't have anything else? Love it 108. Let's just go Herbert. I think Quinshon Judkins already got drafted, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, he did. But we can target a running back, a tight end. We have no tight ends yet, so we can target a number of Chargers. We really what did he do? Did he do two QBs? He did do two QBs. That hurts a little bit. It would have been fun to have Brock Purdy there. That being said, Jaden Reed is definitely going earlier than Brock Purdy on underdog. It gives us our fourth wide receiver and a good one at that. And that's okay. Missing on that stack's not the end of the world. This opens up tight end, late round wide receiver, and late round running back. So that is the good news with that. We got Gatson who's falling, not like a fun pick, but if you're going to take him at a time, it's now. It's now um, when you have Herbert. I do think taking the QB there. Let's see, could players. If we don't take the QB there, it's just so hard to figure out. There goes Aaron Jones way early compared to ADP. Like what our next pick is 119. Jordan Love probably doesn't make its way to us. And now we're talking about pulling up one of these guys or waiting until 140 and hoping that Cam Ward gets to you or something like that right here, which probably isn't the smartest thing. I think we just do this. We did it, so we definitely do it. And these running backs are getting pulled up here, which is kind of they are the risers, right? Based on ADP. I was gonna say Josh Downs would be a nice one. We do have Blake Corum went based on ranks. We do have Rodriguez and Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt would be a help with our stack. Where's Rashad White? 134. Pearsall goes. Zach Charbonnet goes. Um, we're gonna go Gadsden. Not my favorite click at all, but it does give us a stacking partner. It has us take a player that we don't take that often. Okay, he took Krosky Merritt. He took Chris. He took. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna take J.K. Dobbins here instead. Not the one we were targeting, but probably a better one overall. Interesting that it worked out that way. If Rashad White makes it back to us, that is definitely a click for us. Also, I guess we should probably be queuing up some Washington Commanders, right? Like we didn't do that yet, but we got a tight end we definitely like in this range, and then a late round wide receiver in Williams. Those are two 153. So is Chig we can pull Chig up to 146. We'll probably do that. Love didn't had no chance of making it back to us. So I think taking the Herbert pick there was nice. Let's see. Obviously, Reed, Purdy would be nicer. Then we wouldn't have taken Gantz in here. We would have taken like a running back and a wide receiver, or two running backs, or maybe two running backs, just be done at running back. I don't know. Something like that. Something like that. Let's throw Chig up here like that. Keaton Mitchell is going at what? Where is he? There he is. 161 for Keaton. He's fallen, at least on this site, which he's not a pass catcher. So if we can get him at 167, we'd do that as well, I guess. We do have four running backs, and we started with three early ones, so we don't need to be over the top on running back. Diggs is there too, and we expect Diggs to rise. Diggs would be a nice pick, maybe for us. Like Diggs could go to Washington, right? Diggs, Tyrone Tracy. Travis Hunter, I think, is still an interesting pick. There's Keaton Mitchell. There's Diggs. 161. Brandon Ayuk. It's a fun pick if he falls enough. Darn Rashad White went. Diggs could get to us at 167 potentially. If this guy goes wide receiver here to get his fourth, that's good. Depends on how hungry everyone else is for positions. So we're going to take a tight end with one of our picks. I don't know what we're going to do with the other one. Rank. I was going to say if Malik Willis makes it to us, we just take that. Oh, what do we do here? I don't even know if Jaden Higgs is a good pick or not. Jaden Higgins. We're going to take Chig first. He took a tight end. He took two tight ends. Maybe that's a good idea. Um, this is a tough one. We're going to Travis Hunter. We have another Jacksonville receiver in Brian Thomas Jr. Hopefully one of the two between Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter are good. If Brian Thomas Jr. does get traded, hasn't happened yet. Who knows if it will happen? If he does get traded, does that mean Travis Hunter then gets bumped up and Brian Thomas Jr. gets bumped up? So we're kind of trying to tell a story here a little bit with that pick. There wasn't anything I was in love with there. I don't know how I drafted. Like when the contest started, I got Jaden Higgins like way too many times, and I don't know how I feel about that pick. At least you can be excited about Travis Hunter. I don't know. Jaden Higgins, there's so much competition at wide receiver. Will he be the number two or will it be Tank Dell? I don't know. Noel could do something. Higgins went a couple picks later, as you'd expect. He was the value. We didn't go with it though. So we got both of our QBs stacked with someone at least. We have four pretty darn good running backs. We have we have four pretty darn good wide receivers. The fifth one with high upside. We probably need more wide receivers and tight ends and try to find a value at running back if there is one. Based on ranks, we do have someone. Uh, okay. Stephon Diggs is there too, like we said. Trey Tucker's rising up the boards. There's Spears as well. That's Keaton Mitchell went. I think Spears is an interesting pick. Listening to coach speak sounds like that's a good one. We could do a Mendoza Trey Tucker thing for like a third QB. We can afford it on this team if we want to. And he's like a late round QB type of thing. Same, it's a maybe a bring back with Los Angeles too. I think Diggs is the pick if he makes it to us. We're gonna do Diggs before Mendoza, though. I can tell you that much. Oh, he went, darn. Daniel Jones is still available. There's not really any but back stacks with that. Bryce Young is still available. There's not many back stacks with that either. We could do the double Atlanta. I don't think we need to do that. 181 for Williams. Is he gonna make it to 191? Oh, it's gonna be tough for him to make it to us. Trey Tucker just went. That's unfortunate. We can go Debo Samuel. He could go back to Washington. And then Antonio Williams or Brian Robinson Jr. We already have Bijan Robinson. Antonio Williams it is. We'll pull him up, get our guy, go from there. Okay. Hopefully that means that Vidal can make it to us, basically. Let's just queue up Brian Robinson Jr. Just in case. Just in case. There goes Fernando Mendoza, who we would have considered. Based on rank, we have these are Stribling and Bell are risers. We don't really need any more wide receivers exactly. What do they have to say about Aaron Rodgers? Anything? News. Okay. We could do an Aaron Rodgers thing as well. Uh, I like taking Aaron Rodgers late if I can. Uh, or an Atlanta thing as well later on too. We're balanced enough to where we can do kind of anything we want. There's Pat Fryermuth there. There's David Njoku, who's been rumored to maybe go to the Chargers. So those are two tight ends we want to look at. Bernard just went, which was another Pittsburgh option. Vidal is going at 203 now. David Njoku just went. That makes me want to do the the Aaron Rodgers, Pat Fryermuth thing a little bit more now that Aaron Jones went. I mean, now that David Njoku went, Trey Harris went. That was one of our potential targets. This guy's going to take Stribling for sure. Am I missing? Oh, well, Geno Smith is still there too. We don't have any Jets though. Man, if we had I think we'll take Aaron Rodgers. He just took Chris Bell. Cooper Cup. Okay. There you go. Aaron Rodgers, Pat Fryermuth. Is that around 16 and 17? Ugh, that seems so much like you were able to get him around 18 before. Oh well. All the Steelers have kind of raised up in price, which is unfortunate. They'll probably raise up more. We want Vidal on the way around. Let's see if we can get lucky and have that get to us. Or Allen. He didn't make it to us. We definitely pulled up some guys in this one, but I think it makes sense how we pulled them up for the most part. Someone got a nice price on Geno Smith. Vidal still has a little bit of cover with Connor ahead of him, Ray Davis right behind him. Ray Davis is a not a bad pick as well, like a good backup pick for our running back five. We definitely pushed the running backs here in this one. We don't need another tight end. We're good at tight end. We're good at QB. It's really running back and wide receiver the rest of the way. Vidal and Thomas would be the ideal. Well, yeah, Vidal and Davis would be the ideal. Oh, Darren Davis went. Okay, figure out what to do if we lose out on Connor went. There's a good chance we lose Vidal as well here, but maybe not. What do we do if we lose out on Vidal? Justice Hill went. This guy's got four. This is the guy that I was worried about. Ah, oh, darn. You took him. think we take two running backs here. I just don't know what two to take. Both of the San Francisco guys. Let's do it. Take Katron Black. I don't like that. Taking him first, but he's based on ADP. Not Katron. I guess I don't even know how to pronounce it. Kalon Black. Okay, we're gonna do it. Jordan James. How many 49ers do we just have? The three now? Yeah, we just have the three. Last pick is going to be a running back or a wide receiver. I don't really see any running backs that I like, which means it's probably going to be a receiver. Receiver can probably do the most damage, like in a good way. Thompson would be a nice one to kind of stack up because we only have Gadsden, I think, was the only one we're able to get for the Chargers, unfortunately. So yeah, Thompson, I think, is probably a good bet for us with this pick. If we can't get Thompson, maybe it's someone like a Ted Hurst. Some people like him. Bet that Keenan Allen goes back there. He's still a free agent. He could go anywhere. He'd rise up a bit if he went somewhere else. Elijah Surratt and Pat Bryant are interesting bets. Wicks, I drafted a ton pre-draft when he was the number two on Philly, and that changed quickly. Talk about losing out on ADP value. I think Thompson's a fun pick because I guess fourth round, right? Like they didn't take him too late. I think it's Thompson or Hurst. They're both tough. They're both have a hard path to the field. They're both like number four wide receivers. Hurst, best path to the field is that he's the field stretcher and none of the other ones are. So that's a nice path. Thompson's path is that Mike McDaniels really likes Thompson, and so he sees the field. And he's also a fast guy, so I guess maybe a field stretcher as well for that team. They have other players that could catch the long ball, at least in college, but haven't really done it as much in the pros, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think any of their receivers have been at the pro level. Big deep ball catchers. Penix, you can get him at the end of the draft. So that is a good question, right? Like, do you take Aaron Rodgers here at 191 and Pat Fryermuth? We needed a third tight end. And so this was the deal. If Njoku was available, I wasn't going to take Aaron Rodgers. But since Njoku was not available, I took Aaron Rodgers. I think that probably is an okay call. If if uh if Njoku was available, I go Njoku and Brian Rob, or was that earlier that I passed on Brian? I passed on him for Antonio Williams and Devo Samuel. I think that's the question. Do I go Debo and Antonio Williams, or do I go one of those and Brian Robinson? We went 3-6-8-3, standard build. is what we ended up doing. You went Jalen Tolver of Miami with the last pick. So of our, I think our biggest like question mark was, do I take Debo and Antonio Williams, or do I take? That's funny because we almost did Mendoza, Trey Tucker, but Trey Tucker didn't make it to us. We wanted Diggs the most. We settled on Debo. Debo could slot in back in San Francisco, and then we have like the skinny without the QB. He could also go back to Washington, and then we have him stacked with Daniels. And when he does sign, does he kind of rise up the board similar to like Diggs is rising right now just because of the good news for him? Or do we go like Debo, Brian Robinson Jr., or Robinson Jr. and Antonio Williams? Brian Robinson Jr., I don't think is going to rise up the board at all. He's going to be where he is. We have our bet on Bijan Robinson already. We don't need to like handcuff it just to handcuff it. We have three solid running backs. Who's our fourth? Three. We have four solid running backs, hopefully. Do we take Bryce Young here, knowing that we can get Brazel at the end of the draft somewhere? I don't know which one's the right one to tell you the truth. I think our decision point was like in this area here. This was our decision point, 14 through 17, because that influenced what we did here on 18, 19, and 20. And I'm not digging this right here. Although, if there's a back you want a double handcuff, it's probably Christian McCaffrey. But Isaac Guerendo could be the guy as well, although it doesn't sound like he's going to be the guy. I could have handcuffed, I could have double handcuffed the handcuff. That would be horrible if I did that. There's the title of the video. Did I double handcuff the handcuff? Okay, I don't have an answer here really. I think we're fine the way we did it. We're 3-6-8-3 with running backs early, got a falling J.K. Dobbins. So we're okay the way we did it. It's just I think we'd feel more comfy if we took Brian Robinson Jr. here. We get less closing line value, maybe. I don't know how much Williams gets steamed up, but you don't feel bad taking Williams ahead of any of these other wide receivers at all. So from that perspective, I think it's fine. It's just, do we want a running back there? Which I think we've answered is it'd be nice, but it wasn't necessary. If Vidal makes it to us here and if Davis and Vidal make it to us here, then we feel like amazing. But instead we got this mess going on. Okay. How many players did we get from our list? We got Neighbors as a value. We got Scadabo's not on the list. Is he? He was before, not now, probably. No, he's not. We got Neighbors as a value. We just missed out on Jackson Dart too by one pick. Oh, this could have gone so much more fun, right? Like get Jackson Dart here, and then maybe he takes Reed, maybe he doesn't, but Jackson Dart Reed. Thank you. And then Tucker, Mendoza. Just missed out on Diggs. And then right here, Vidal. Just missed out on Vidal. So close. So close. Okay. We got one in neighbors. We have two. Evans is a value. We have two. Brian Thomas is a value. We have three. Is Reed still a riser? Let's see if he is. Or a value, maybe. Maybe both. Reed is not a value. Reed is not a rise right now either. Okay, so we have three still. We have three is what we have on this team. So we didn't go too crazy with our choices, but we tried our best. And that's all you can do. Okay. If we go and look at our team here, we have Daniel stacked up with Chig, Antonio Williams, and potentially here with Debo. We have Herbert stacked up with Gadsden and Thompson at the very end. And then we have Aaron Rodgers stacked up with Pat Fryermuth, which if Aaron Rodgers signs, does he rise up a ton too? So hopefully we got some closing line value there on a team that we could afford to get a third QB. We have three high-end running backs, Robinson, Love, Scatabo. Scatabo could rise up or he could just sink depending on what they have to say about him. Super nervous about this pick. I think this is such a bad pick in a lot of ways, just with that injury and trying to read up on the history of that injury. I don't think it's a good pick, but the crowd is saying it is, so we're just going to go with it and hope that we are, the crowd's smarter than us, which it oftentimes is. And then we have our number two draft pick in neighbors. Also, we've got the two injured Giants, right? The chronically injured stud in Evans, and then the underachiever in Thomas. Reed, the riser, who I think has a path cleared for him for just more targets, basically. And then we've got the upside of Hunter, Samuel. We need a position. So we have it's a really interesting construction we have here in that does he get off to a slow start? Basically Evans needs to stay healthy and Thomas needs to do something. That's what needs to happen. If those two things happen, I think we are and Debo Samuel needs to find a team. This is a very fragile team, I think, overall. I don't know if I like it overall. But it is the team we drafted. Okay, let's compare ourselves to someone else. I think draft capital wise, we're fine overall. 3683. There's got to be another 3683 somewhere in here. Right here. He went three running backs through five. We went three running backs through four. We both stopped at six. We got our next one in 11. He got his next one in 12. We got a huge value on ours. He got his at cost, unstacked. He took our Brian Robinson Jr. for his fifth one, and then Sean Tucker for his sixth one. We were considering both of these players, but we ended up just getting the double handcuff of the handcuffs in Black and James. Okay, I think it makes sense from that perspective. We both went QBs relatively early, round six, round eight, and nine. He went even earlier. And then when did he get his last QB with the last pick? Okay, he took a backup in Mullins he took a handcuff to Lawrence, whatever. I've not seen anyone take the handcuff to Lawrence. He did it. So now I've seen it. And I took Rodgers a little bit earlier. That's what I did. He took Fields here too. That's it. Okay, whatever. Um, so we both did fine at QB. We both could have stopped at two. Going to three is fine with 20 rounds. He went eight. We both went eight wide receivers. Am I looking at the right team? Okay, I'm looking. No, I'm looking at the wrong team. I'm sorry for that. Okay, wide receiver QB wise, he went Murray and Shuck, and then Tua. Not a fan of I mean, unstacked Tua is what he went. I picked 206. If you ask me, you just wait two more rounds and take Penix, but two is fine here as well. And two might be the right pick. I could be wrong. But if you're going to do this and you're going to take another wide receiver, why don't you do like, if you're going to take an Atlanta quarterback as well, go and take Zachariah Branch right here. You either take Tua or Penix right here, and then you get whatever running back right here. I like that more. Or if you're going to do this, then you take Jahan Dotson if you don't want Zachariah Branch. But I don't know why you're taking Keon Coleman here. I don't think that's the right move if you're going to take Tua. I think if you're going to take some random wide receiver, you try to at least stack it up somehow with that pick. Who knows? But that's fine. Eight wide receivers makes sense. He started off slow right in against third. Got him at McMillan and Adams. Adams, he I think reached for, but ETR has him, I think, around this range. So there you go. You got Addison, which was a pick we wanted to get to us at 95 potentially. He took Godwin. I did this Addison Godwin thing a lot pre-draft. There is Godwin rising up the board now too? Did I see that on? I don't know, maybe it was on Underdog that I saw that. He's not rising up the board right now. Is it value wise? Addison's the value. So I think Godwin is rising up on Underdog though. So we went one, two, three, four. By this point, when he got Godwin, we had four as well. So we both got four through eight. He took his fifth and 11. We took our fifth and 13. He took his sixth and 14. We took our sixth and 14th. We took our seventh and 15. He took his seventh and 16. We both got rookies there. And then we took eighth with our last picks of sorts. We need these top three to hit for us because we're going to be potentially, these are all really, I don't know, iffy picks at wide receiver. So I don't know how I feel. Oh, and we got Neighbors too. If Neighbors comes back healthy, then this team, it looks really nice. If Neighbors is not coming back healthy right away, it makes it a lot more difficult. Okay. Let me know what you think. Who drafted better, this team or this team? And do you like the idea of drafting the two handcuffs to the handcuff? See you on the next one. Peace.